last week was my birthday.
Yay!
Hey!
He didn't know I was going to do
Totally
that.
didn't know she was going to do that.
I was hoping that you wouldn't find out that I was holding a handful of now a mess on the floor this whole time that we were setting up. So, of course, we're going to veganize.
Veganize it.
Sorry.
You can't juke me out on the line that we're supposed to say at the same time.
Our parsley's blowing over. Okay.
That's such a hipster vegan thing to say. Our parsley's flowing over. Skylar, get in here. Our parsley's flowing over.
Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Brian.
And we are Those Annoying Vegans.
And last week was my birthday.
Yay!
Plus, we had a subscriber ask us to make a vegan vanilla cake, so what perfect timing.
We found the most un-vegan vanilla cake recipe out there. It had like 5 eggs, whole milk, buttermilk, butter. So, of course, we're going to
Veganize it. Now, veganizing the butter and the milk is pretty easy. You just go out and you get non-dairy butter and non-dairy milk. But this week for the egg, we decided yet again to try something different. We went and we got the neat egg. This is actually just 2 ingredients. It's ground chia seeds and garbanzo beans. So what you do is you mix this powder with water and it creates this viscous texture that does the binding that an egg would normally do in baking.
And you can find other types of egg replacements in the baking section of your grocery store.
That's right, and you can always check out PETA's website. They have an entire page dedicated to egg replacers, depending on your application.
And as always, our recipes are delicious, affordable, and easy to make.
So let's make it.
Let's make it. We just played volleyball and we just washed our hair.
If you want to come play volleyball with us on Sundays.
Yay!
Vegan Bros, if you're watching, we love your shirt.
Vodka is vegan.
We like bourbon, so we were wondering if you could make a bourbon is vegan.
Bourbon is vegan too. Cheers to cake.
Cheers to cake.
Who doesn't like cake?
You know why people like cake? It's not because of the eggs or the dairy. It's the sugar.
Our recipe has plenty of sugar. But you know what it doesn't have? It doesn't have cholesterol, and it doesn't have... What's the other thing it doesn't have?
Cruelty. Cookies are sugar, cake is sugar, icing is sugar, it's all sugar. And guess what? Sugar is vegan.
But it's also bad for you in excess. Consume it in moderation, share it with your family and friends. So with the frosting, we made vanilla frosting and a little bit of chocolate frosting. If you want to keep it all vanilla, just don't add the chocolate. If you want to make it all chocolate, just add the cocoa powder gradually.
Yeah.
Depending on how bitter you like your cakes, maybe it's a nice little contrast with all the sweetness. We liked ours a little sweet, so we only added a little bit of cocoa powder.
You can also go to the store and get the pre-made cake mixes, like the box, and so you just add oil to them instead of eggs, or some of them even ask you to use oil rather than eggs. And you have a vegan cake right there.
What they call accidentally vegan.
Whoops, made it vegan. So our goal on Those Annoying Vegans is to encourage and educate and inform, and we try to do that with sources.
Yeah.
Citations. That's why our description box down here is usually full of English words.
There's a really good division of Google called scholar.google.com. I'll put it in the description below. It's only gonna find you medical journals and scientific studies, educational, factual material.
We like science, as you can see. Do you guys like my shirt? Anna bought me this shirt. It was one of my birthday presents. Because science! Human beings are emotional creatures. We think emotionally, we react emotionally. We don't always think or react logically. What we find, especially online, on the YouTubes, is that you get these sweeping statements that are provably and observably untrue.
We had this guy we were talking to on YouTube. He started out by saying that he had a PhD in, what was it, neuroscience, biology.
And neuroscience, yeah.
Yeah. The things he was saying were not reflective of that. My favorite. It's always been known that omnivores live longer than vegans.
Yes.
Look up. Not
Yeah.
look it up. Look up. Is that what you wrote on your thesis paper? Was that a citation style that they taught you? Like one footnote, look it up? Of course, our response was peppered with sources.
Yes.
And credible sources.
Yes. We want you guys to have information. Knowledge is power.
I said that, you know, one of the things that makes us human is choice. Now, many of us have the choice of what we eat. We have grocery stores, we have farmers markets. Nobody's holding a gun to our heads when we walk in there and choose our foods. And he was like, no, it's actually not choice. Efficiency will always win over choice. And I was like, yeah, go check out a slaughterhouse and tell me about efficiency. I'm sure you'd love to show your children how efficient humankind has become.
The way that my pragmatic scientific brain works, I actually don't think we need to prove that soy milk, almond milk, cashew milk, whatever milk, is better for you than cow's milk. I just need us to prove that it's the same. And if the two are the same, then why are we doing the cow's milk? Why put all of these animals through such misery and use so much more water and so much more energy and so many more resources towards this thing if this other thing over here is more efficient?
Yeah.
And that's only if I can prove that the two types of milk are equal. If the two were equal, that would be reason enough, but they're not equal. Dairy causes osteoporosis. Dairy causes excessive mucus. Dairy can cause acne.
That was the other thing we talked about with that guy. He was like, a vegan diet is definitely unhealthier.
Yeah, he said like pretty much every credible medical organization has said that. But he didn't list any.
No.
He just made this sweeping statement. People will just say, humans need meat to survive. That's observably not true.
How are we here?
How are we alive then?
How are we able to give blood to the Red Cross every other month?
Are we X-Men? Obviously, that's not true. Humans do not need meat to survive, otherwise vegans would just be dying left and right. I get it. It was set out of emotion. You feel like you need meat and cheese and dairy, but you actually do not.
Most of the centenarians of the world, they do three things. They consume mostly fruits, vegetables, and whole grains and nuts. They have strong family and friend relationships, and they're active. I was having another conversation about osteoporosis and dairy,
Yes.
so I listed about 3 medical studies. However, watch out, always read the fine print at the bottom, right where it says copyright, because that usually indicates who published or funded the study. And in one study, dairy was being touted as good for improving bone density. But then in the copyright it said American Dairy Association. Way to be objective. Did you guys hear about how the government bailed out the cheese industry? They paid the cheese suppliers $20 million. I will cite that. $20 million to buy a bunch of cheese that nobody wanted, instead of maybe suggesting that they pursue businesses that align with what people do want, which is now becoming non-dairy because 75% of the world population is lactose intolerant. That almond cheese we got at Trader Joe's, it said 99% lactose free.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't you just go all the way?
Yeah. We wrote to our local Trader Joe's. We were like, hey, your almond cheese has cheese in it. What are you doing?
If I've read medical studies that have leaned towards the consumption of meat, it always says, eat meat in moderation. However, you will never hear eat asparagus in moderation. Nobody's really saying out there like, take it easy on the vegetables, take it easy on those fruits, take it easy on the legumes and the whole grains.
I've never heard of anybody suffering from a heart attack be like, what happened? Too many Brussels sprouts.
Someday we will get there. There won't be a single study that touts the consumption of meat.
I'm fully convinced that there is an alien species looking at us right now, going like, look at them, they can't even get out of their own solar system. That's so cute. They're pulling black liquid out of the ground and they're lighting it on fire. They have a sun that's beaming energy onto their planet 24 hours a day, and they're lighting oil on fire. These guys, you guys, you're crazy. You guys are crazy. They want to colonize the universe. Sure. You keep doing you. Do like Bill Nye. Change the world.
Change the world.
Change it.
It's beautiful.
We can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it. You have the power.
Why not?
Why not?
It's rewarding. Not in a selfish way, but in a way that you look at people and you look at the animals and nobody's suffering, and that'll be the world someday. If I could change the world, I would be the sunlight in your universe. Oh, this is Gracie's favorite thing to do.
To the world getting better, cheers me, my angel.